It is time to say goodbye to an absolute institution here in New York City. Let me tell you why.
Hey guys, I'm Jeremy Jacobowitz, a food travel influencer going around the world full-time for over a decade looking for the best of the best. Don't want to miss one bite? Like this video and subscribe because I have videos coming soon from Pittsburgh, Oakland, Korea, and of course my hometown of New York City. So a few weeks ago, I had an idea for a video. I was going to do a video about going back and eating at the places that I ate at when I was a student at NYU that still existed. Just so for reference, I was at NYU from 05 to 09. And I started doing research on some of those places, and while I knew that most of them would be closed, unfortunately I kept coming up with, oh my god, there's almost nothing left. But the one place that I knew was going to be open, that I knew I could always go to, that I knew would be this video instead, would be Cozy's Diner. I figured, okay, you know, I'll go around, I'll talk about some of the places that have closed that I loved, and I'll end it at Cozy's Diner, an institution in the Village, and we'll eat a burger and I'll all be happy. And I put this date in my calendar, and literally 2 days ago, it's announced that Cozy's is closing. So this video is taking a little bit of a slight turn here, and we're gonna go around NYU area here in New York City, which encompasses, like right now we're in Washington Square Park, if you don't know what the area is, which is Greenwich Village and going to East Village a little bit. We're talking about places that I missed, the places that I went to and loved, and then we're gonna end it at Cozy's and have one last meal there, which is unfortunate, but like this is what living in New York City is like. And listen, not that there are a million better things in New York City than there were, gosh, almost 20 years ago, but when we lose such an icon, it's sad. So let's go have one last meal there and take a literal trip down memory lane with me. And maybe these are places you remember going to too. Okay, so we are starting the adventure here at Hayden Hall. Although it says Lipton Hall in the building now, so everything changed. Everything changed. This is growing up. This is getting older. Everything changes. The Hayden Hall is a freshman dorm here at NYU, so this is where I lived freshman year, right off of Washington Square Park. And we're going to start here because honestly, that year, freshman year, that is where I had most of my meals in that cafeteria. I was on the NYU meal plan. Cafeteria is downstairs. Ate almost all my meals there. My biggest memory of it, I can't tell you anything that I ate. My biggest memory there was the lunch lady. And if you've seen like the Adam Sandler SNL skit from fucking the early 90s, he did this lunch lady impersonation, and the rumor was always that it was her. Where you would come in and she would always just be screaming like, oh, you're so sexy, oh my god, you guys are so beautiful, just like always gassing us up, always the sweetest lady of all time. And right there is where I ate most of my meals here at NYU. So this place still exists, even if the name is different. But yeah, I mean, I've not been in there since 2005. I'm old. Okay, so as we walk back through the park to our next spot, a lot of the park is still the same. You have people playing chess, you have people hanging out, you have music, it's all beautiful, it's a place to get together. The things that have changed are, one, it's just cleaner. Two, I think they literally moved the fountain. Like, for whatever reason, decided it wasn't like where they wanted it to be, so they spent like $1 billion moving it 2 inches, I forget. The other thing is you would walk through the park in the morning, and there would just be a lot of drug dealers being like, yo, smoke, 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 smoke. I never did it, but they were definitely omnipresent in the park, and I don't see them anymore. Okay, so over my shoulder there is White Oak Tavern, but what that used to be was Murphy and Gonzalez, named because it is was a half Irish and half Mexican bar. Now my favorite place about that was that I was interning at SY, and my boss there lived upstairs. And she had like her spot at the bar. She was there almost every single night. And listen, I'm interning mostly, not really making a lot of money. I'm a college student. And I knew that if I showed up and hung out with her, one, I would just learn so much because we'd just like sit there and talk shop. But two, she would probably buy me dinner. So it became one of my favorite places to go. Walk in like, oh, Marcy, you're here. Oh, I mean, I guess I'll just sit next to you. And she was there every night.
But yeah, just like, honestly, one of those things where like she was so sweet. She hired me. She was so sweet and so kind and went out of her way for me. And those are the type of people that like you really look back on and like, wow, they did so much for you. Whether it's the big things of literally hiring you to the small things, to literally buying a hungry college kid dinner. So, R.I.P. Murphys and Gonzalez. But I've been here. This is good. But, you know, the nostalgia isn't there. Okay, so right here at the corner of St. Mark's and 3rd Avenue is now a Sephora and a brand new apartment building on top. But before this was here, it was a bar called Continental. And it wasn't a place that I frequented, but it was a place where like the day you show up at NYU or when you show up at NYU, the first time we're here in New York, it's a place you went to. There's a very good reason for that. It's because they would have a giant banner on the outside that said, I think it was 10 shots for $10. And you'd be like, oh, 10, even in 2005 money now, what a fucking steal. So you'd go there and you get 10 shots, $10, and you'd quickly realize why they would charge you much is because they absolutely watered down those drinks. I'm sorry, I went there, did 10 shots, felt almost nothing. So they watered them down, but it was an experience. It was another institution. Listen, once you knew the deal, it was still like a cool bar to go to. But it was one of those like first time in New York lessons. But another place that unfortunately couldn't stand a test of time, and now we have a Sephora. And no shade on Sephora, but 10 shots for $10. I mean, there's some alcohol. You got some alcohol in it. It's probably equivalent of like one drink, honestly. Which $10 for one drink nowadays, I'd still take. Okay, so we turned down St. Mark's and just walked the block down there to what is now Joju. I'm almost positive this is the place I went to. The place I'm thinking of that I miss dearly was there used to be this whole street used to be like so many cheap sushi places, and I really see maybe a few of them left, but not really. But that was a dirt cheap sushi place. I forget exactly what it was, but I want to say it was like $25 special one night a week or whatever the hell it was, like happy hour special. You would literally get endless sushi. You would get the biggest beer of all time. And like, was the sushi the best quality? No, but I was young and I didn't know better. But even so, it didn't matter. I would look forward, it would be like my once a week, once every other week, once when I'm like feeling down and want a good meal, sit there at the end of that bar, eat so much sushi, drink the biggest beer ever, and just be happy for almost no money, which is crazy. So I'm pretty sure that's it. It might be like one of these places down, like one thing down. Again, I haven't been there in, it's been almost 2 decades since a lot of this, but yeah, that was my favorite. Okay, so I turned the corner on 2nd Avenue, walked up to 9th Street, and behind me, what is now, great name, Downtown Social, used to be something, and then it was 13 Step. And I remember what the first name is, but I certainly remember 13 Step. 13 Step was the bar.
Music, laid back atmosphere, great food, it's great. Great drink specials too. You can't forget the drink specials. It's awesome.
There would be a line down the street every single night. There were all these rooms. It was like sort of a sports bar, like during the day for most of it. But then at night, it was like multiple rooms. I feel like multiple DJs lined down the block. Jesus, I would be there all the time, like doing damage to myself, probably. What's funny is I was looking for an apartment one time, and there's an apartment like around the corner. And listen, there are a million reasons that I moved to that apartment, but I did feel like if I moved there, it's like, this is a good thing and a bad thing that I'm literally half a block away from 13th Step. But my God, like that's like a top 5 bar in my entire life. And you know what? Out of all the places, I'm sad it's not around. I'm far too old to be there at this point anyway. But you know what? Leave the memories alone for some places, and I think it's for the best that place shut down. So over my shoulder here, we are on 3rd and 17th. There's a bar called Trona's. That is not the name of the bar I remember. The name of the bar that I remember, I do not actually remember. I do not remember what the name is. All I know is that this was the bar. This is where I would like start every night going out here in New York City. And it is just like another kind of like normal sports bar. But why I remember it being one of my favorites is that they were very lax on letting people in. so it was an easy one. You could be like, hey, let's meet there, it's chill, we'll get in, it's fine, and then we would have fun. Yeah, man, like, so many nights there, and now something else. I do feel like so many, like there's a ton of bars, places, clubs that I went to when I was younger, and I do believe that their like business plan is be open for a few years, let everyone in, because when you let everyone in, you become the busiest place in the whole world, and then eventually they catch up to you, and then you're shut down. You made your money. It's like a 2-year business plan. Open, let underage people in, serve them alcohol, get caught, shut down. Just shut down, but you make your money. I'm positive that is the way. Maybe not nowadays. I don't know what it's like nowadays, but 15, 20 years ago, I think that was the plan. So enough places that have closed. Let's go to the place that's open, at least for now. Okay, so we made it to our final stop, Cozy's. This was not the way the video was supposed to end. Again, this was supposed to be a video about celebrating the places that have still existed from the time I was at NYU. And unfortunately, as of recording, there's only a few weeks left here for Cozy's, well, to exist. So let's go inside. Let's get the dish that I ate all the time as an NYU student, a little cheeseburger deluxe, and one last ride.
Cozy's Soup and Burger has been an iconic Greek diner right here in the village for over 50 years. This is what a diner should be, as its soups and endless burgers have fed hungry NYU students, night owls, and everyone in between for generations. As a former NYU student myself, this place is even more special.
So you guys know like how much I just like love diners in general, but particularly this diner is so special to me, and I'm gonna tell you a little story. This is back when I was at NYU, so this is 05 to 09, so this is before Ubers, this is before Uber Eats, this is a very different world in New York. And I was living 3 years in the dorms at NYU Lafayette, so in Chinatown. And what I would do is I'd be out at night, and I would hail a yellow cab, and I would tell them 2 stops. And I would call Cozy's, and I'd order cheeseburger deluxe to go, and the cab would stop in front of here. I'd run in, I'd grab my burger, and I would take it to go and eat it in my dorm. And that was like, not every night, but that was like enough nights. And like this place, and all places like this, diners and specifically, I think tell this story so well. It's like, it means so much more than just food. It means so much more to New York, and meant so much more as like an NYU student. The history is here, the people coming in here, like, you know, diners are meant for the people of everyone. And, you know, the more we lose spaces like that, the more we lose as a community, and it's sad. But I'm excited to get one last burger. Can I just get the cheeseburger deluxe?
Cheeseburger deluxe, or you're gonna do Giannis gyro burger? Have you experienced that?
No, but I wanted to eat one last time the cheeseburger. What do you think?
So listen
Well,
to
you're gonna
this.
turn down Giannis's.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna leave it up to you. This is.
You're the one.
You have to experience it.
Okay, great.
I'm spinning. If you don't like it, I'll give you a cheeseburger.
That's fine. Normally, as much as I like ordering nice coffees at diners, I don't usually it's not my favorite thing there. I like this.
Okay, so I was talked into the Giannis gyro burger, which is a lamb and beef patty grilled, put into a pita pocket, and that gets lemon, oregano, lettuce, tomato, cucumbers, onions, feta, tzatziki, really crispy potatoes, and then the Greek fries on the side are topped with lemon juice and oregano. Okay, so I was just going to order that normal cheeseburger, but they convinced me that I need the Giannis burger, which is what we have here. And you know what? Always listen to them. If that's what I should try, that's what I should try. As much as I wanted the nostalgia fill and wanted to taste the nostalgia of the burger that I would used to get, you know what? Nostalgia doesn't always taste the best, and I think you should taste what they recommend. So here we go. This is beautiful. Whoa. Okay, I don't want to actually eat this without falling apart here. Ooh, okay. I love that crunch. Meats cook perfectly. Acidity coming through. Tzatziki, oh man, it's so good. I like the lemon on the fries also. What's funny is like as I was planning on coming in here, I kept telling myself like, hey, the burger like isn't as good as you remember. That's okay. It's okay. Like you're just trying to say goodbye to a place that you really love. You haven't been here in so many years. You know, it's difficult. Actually, I have to say, it's way better than I remember, which makes it even more sad that
We have to say goodbye.
So while they are officially closing June 21st, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. The owner, John, told me that he's looking to see if he can open up something else, so keep an eye on their socials for any potential news.